It's the Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes podcasts. This is Jordan from Jersey with the Legion of Dudes, and this is what I thought of the comics I read the weeks of October 6th and 13th, 2010. And I had quite a few books for those 2 weeks, so let's get right to it. First off, we have Orson Scott Card's Ender in Exile, issue 5 of 5. It wrapped up the story nicely, left it open-ended enough so they can continue on to the Hegemon and Speaker for the Dead. Looks like the next series they're doing is the Formic War. I don't know if that one's original or if that one's directly based off of a Orson Scott Card book. Just like I'm not entirely sure if this one is. But hey, I really enjoyed this series just like I enjoyed the other ones, and so I think we're going to stick with the Marvel Orson Scott Card books from this point out, because so far they've been pretty spot on, at least for the miniseries. The one-shots have been a bit hit and miss, but check out the miniseries. They've all been pretty good. Then we have Taskmaster, issue 2 of 5. Taskmaster's on the run from a lot of mercenaries who want him dead, or at least they want the reward money for him dead or alive. Bottom line, this book is hilarious. I mean, honestly, I read through it and was laughing the entire time. They introduce a character named the Don, D-O-N, of the Dead, and why that pun of a name is kind of dumb. The character himself and everything surrounding the character is hilarious. Despite the fact that it's a hilarious book, there's actually quite a bit of substance in here as you kind of learn more about Taskmaster and how, even though he has this muscle memory thing where if he sees it once, he can do it, how that really affects his life and his being able to function as a human being. If you've seen the movie Memento, you kind of have an idea of how a memory disorder can disrupt the human brain. This is a different take on that. I thought it was really cool, and the book, like I said, is hilarious. So definitely check out Taskmaster if you have any interest in the character whatsoever. Then we had Mark Millar and Leniel Yu, I guess. Apologies for the mispronunciation, which I'm sure I did. Superior issue number 1, One Magic Wish. I bought this issue simply because I had a few extra bucks, and I saw Mark Millar's name. I knew absolutely nothing about the book whatsoever. I know that I generally like Millar's writing. I know some people have issues with it, but you know what you're getting for the most part. And you know what you're getting with this book content-wise, for the most part. The actual issue reminded me a little bit of The Last Starfighter, the old 80s movie there, but with a superhero twist, and I'm very interested to see where this goes. Like I said, I went into it knowing nothing about it. I know nothing about this book other than what I read in issue number 1, but it's going to keep me coming back because it's a very interesting concept. And his wish is, I think, a wish we've all had once or twice in our lives. Hey, don't forget to check out hhwlod.com. That's hhwlod.com for Half Hour Wasted, the Legion of Dudes. Airing tomorrow, which will be Thursday, the 14th, Part 2 of Universal War 1. We're releasing that episode. I had a lot of fun recording it. It's my first foray into lead host of the show because we take turns. I had a lot of fun with this book. You're going to want to check out Universal War 1. Check out our episode on it. Check out the actual book. It's awesome time travel, space travel stuff. One of my favorite comics out there. Also check out WalkingDeadTV.com. That is WalkingDeadTV.com for our brand new Walking Dead themed podcast. We're doing it all for the show that comes out on AMC this Halloween at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You want to check out the show. Everything we're hearing so far says that it's going to be awesome. We've got our newest episode, the full audio from the New York Comic Con Walking Dead panel. We've got interviews with Bear McCreary, with Robert Kirkman, who created The Walking Dead. All kinds of fun content over at WalkingDeadTV.com. So check out that and hhwlod.com, and let's get back to the books. Avengers Academy, issue number 5. This issue takes a look at Stryker, who's the guy in the front. I don't know if I love or hate his costume. That's just kind of an aside. I can't really decide whether I think the use of negative space is really cool or really lame. It's beside the point. I was kind of lukewarm on this book in the beginning. I like it, but as a replacement for Avengers The Initiative, I wasn't sure if it was all there. I really loved Avengers The Initiative. One of the best books on the stands over the last few years, just consistently good. With this issue, I think it finally cements itself as a worthy follow-up to that book. The Avengers Academy students get revealed to the world. You get to learn quite a bit about Stryker, and every issue, I'm loving what they're doing with the flashbacks to really learn about these characters. Very Lost, like the TV show Lost. It's just really cool how they're doing it. And I gotta say, I really like the framing device they used with Jocasta in this particular issue. I don't know if they're going to bring that back. The ending panel was a little bit ambiguous as to what she was doing, or if she was doing anything. I don't want to get into the spoilers for that, because you should really check out the issue. But I liked how they used it, and maybe it'll come back in the future. It was very cool here. Next up, we have S.H.I.E.L.D. issue number 4. Hey, you know how comics, especially at Marvel at least, have that page at the beginning that says, hey, here's what happened overall in the series so far? This book has one. I read it because, it's an alternating bi-monthly book. You only get it every other month. I read that. I don't know that I really got any, or maybe at least half of the stuff that they said happened in those previous issues. I don't know that I would have fully understood it if it wasn't for the little recap here. Minor complaint. It's a bit of an abstract book. That said, this particular issue, oh my gosh, so good. I mean, so far all the issues have been good. They've been a little hard to follow in places, and that's kind of Hickman's MO in many places. It's going to come back. It's going to come full circle. On subsequent read-throughs, it's all going to make perfect sense for the most part. And it's grandiose themes and all that kind of stuff. You just kind of have to have the full series there before you can go back and reread it and really understand everything in context. Like I said, though, really cool here. Nostradamus on the cover. There's a lot of Nostradamus in this issue. They kind of set up what might be the main MacGuffin of the series, and that is a celestial, I guess, a celestial baby that's in the sun. That was unexpected. Quite frankly, when you have Leonardo da Vinci in an ancient spacesuit flying up to the sun to get a baby celestial to bring it back to Earth, that's kind of awesome and different. Definitely different and awesome. So I've got so many books for these 2 weeks, so I'm going to split this up into two-parter. So check out part 2. There'll be a link right around the side. And don't forget to check out forumforgeeks.com. Forumforgeeks.com is the home of the Walking Dead Podcast Network, where you can find us and all the other fine Walking Dead podcasts out there, and discussions of about, I think we're over 25 shows now. 25 different podcasts, some Walking Dead themes, some not, all kinds of good stuff there. If you want to discuss anything geeky, that is your place to go. Follow me on Twitter, JordanFRMJersey. That's JordanFRMJersey. Have a good weekend. Like I said, check out part 2, because we've got Lock and Key. Awesome. Amazing Spider-Man. Actually awesome this week, unlike where it's been the last few weeks. Kevin Smith's Green Hornet. Very fun. Thanos Imperative, oh boy. And issue number 25 of Terry Moore's Echo. In fact, I think I liked every book in both parts of these videos. There wasn't a single one that kind of let me down. They were all awesome. Very good 2 weeks for comics. I was happy with that. So check out part 2. I'm going to stop rambling now. Bye! It's the Half Hour Wasted and Legion of Dudes podcasts.